details are emerging about the gunman and his possible warning signs in the weeks leading up to the May 24th shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas.
That's right. The 18-year-old shooter reportedly had a history of sexually harassing and threatening teenage girls online, particularly on the social media app Yubo. CBS News tech reporter Dan Patterson joins us now for more on all of this. Dan, welcome. Great to see you. This is really disturbing news, and I had never heard of Yubo before it came out in conjunction with this terrible story. So what exactly is this platform, and why does it appear to be popular with teenagers around the world?
Well, it's good to see you too, Tanya. There's a reason you probably haven't heard of Yubo. That's because it targets Gen Z, young people specifically. It's a French social network that was founded in 2015, and the best way to describe it is visual. It emphasizes pictures, video, and chat with small groups, about 10 people. So it could be fairly easy to miss content like this, except that the victims of this harassment did report this. And the company does say that they scan for this type of content.
But based on those flags, people saying, hey, this guy is harassing people, young women, how is Yubo responding in the wake of the attack, which obviously action against that young man could have possibly done something. I don't know that it would have prevented the attack, but how is the company responding? It's their platform.
Well, that's a great question, Errol. And in fact, we asked the company that several times in email, in Twitter direct messages, and elsewhere. They did send us a statement that we passed along, but they did not answer that question. So it still remains to be seen what they did prior and how they will react to threats that could happen in the future.
Which sounds like a story we hear on all social platforms.
Right. Well, that's the problem, because now these kinds of things terribly do happen with some regularity, and people do report these things to the social media companies. Sometimes you have no way of knowing whether someone's on the other end actually receiving your complaint.
Well, one thing that Yubo does say that is consistent with other social networks is that they use a combination of artificial intelligence and human moderators, but they do not go into detail about how they use AI and human moderators, where those human moderators are, and what they look for.
And so what did Yubo say it will do going forward to protect users?
Well, they will scan for this type of content, and they will use AI and human moderators.
The same way they've been doing unsuccessfully?
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed is what people will do is they will use letters in the words they use, the harassing language, so it doesn't flag the AI. I mean, there's always a way around some of these things.
Well, AI is supposed to be very smart, but apparently it's not smart enough to pick up on these very simple techniques to evade the AI flags.
All right.
Dan Patterson, thank you very much. Great to see you.